Well, Joey, let's talk about Godsmack, man. This is an old story, but for those who don't know, Godsmack said there will be no more new Godsmack music. So I'm going to read this real quick and just update y'all, and then Joey has some photos to share. So in a new interview with Meltdown, Detroit's WRIF radio station, there might be a little nugget or two that's new in here for you too, Joey, even though you already knew this. Sully Erna spoke about Godsmack. So fun fact before we go on, I just want to say the first time I heard Godsmack was on local Boston radio, WAAF. So
what's their like hit song? I haven't really listened to them that much.
I Stand Alone, maybe.
Yeah, that's probably their biggest hit, but they got a lot. Dryden, well, I think it's in that article here. They got like 27 number ones or something.
Yeah. So Sully Erna spoke about Godsmack's announcement. The band's latest album, Lighting Up the Sky, will likely be its final collection of new material. Asked if he and his bandmates are working on any new music, Sully said, there'll be no more new Godsmack. I mean, you can never predict the future, but the decision that was made was that we're going to go out now and start honoring the catalog of music that we created over the last 30 years and just kind of enjoy the greatest hits moments. I honestly kind of dig that because it's like I look at like Iron Maiden, right? It's like I love Maiden, but like their new stuff is so-so. It's like they could just tour on their classics
and still have hits that you're missing out on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want me to interject here, but like,
yeah, when
I saw Godsmack a few weeks ago, they kind of did this. Their whole show was kind of based around this 30 years of Godsmack, and it was weird because they started out with 2 new songs from Lighting Up the Sky, and then they played 1 song from each album, moving backwards. So then when they got to their first, debut album or whatever, they played like 3 songs off of that one. And then there was the encore and they played from different albums, but it was just really cool because they did 1 song from each album moving backwards. And then they played the mega hits at the end. So it was just really well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been going they've been like having hit songs for a long time.
Oh yeah. Yep.
When Meltdown noted that a lot of artists had gone away from the album thing and are focusing on releasing singles, Erna said, I mean, it sounds like the smart thing to do these days. Nobody's really buying full albums anymore, and they make playlists of their favorite songs. So it just seems appropriate for this day and age. But again, that's another argument for us to kind of dip out while we're still in the world that we enjoyed growing up in, which was doing full-length albums and having artwork and lyrics and give the fans a whole experience through that body of work that you create. And I just no longer want to put a year and a half of my time, effort, and blood, sweat, and tears into a piece of art for someone just to tear it apart, grab a couple singles, and move on. So there's that. And then there's just the fact that we have a lot of singles right now. I mean, 27 top 10s is a lot. That means we can't even play them all in one night because we usually average about 15 songs a night. So for us, I just think it's time that we start honoring the music and the catalog and giving the fans what they want to hear. I totally respect that. That is fucking cool.
So the thing, like for a fan, I mean, you always want to hear new music.
Yeah.
And I still buy albums of bands that I like.
Me too.
So I'm an exception here, but from a business standpoint, this is super smart.
Yeah. Well, it's again, like I was using the Maiden comparison. It's like some of Maiden's new stuff is good, but it's not like if I'm putting on Maiden, I mean, how many albums do they have now? Like 30
and I appreciate the fact that he's just like, I just don't want to make any more new music, really. Like, there's a point where it's like, hey, he's been doing it for a long time, and
he didn't even really say that though.
You know what I mean? He's just kind of like, I don't. He
might make new music under his own name or under a different project. You know.
I mean, under Godsmack, he's just like, hey, I don't want to spend like a year doing all that stuff. Well,
that's such a good. I mean, it's so on point with all that stuff. What he's saying about the world we live in now, too. Like that's the world we live in. Like it or not, you have to adapt to it.
Or these guys are in their mid 50s to early 60s. You know, even though they've been around 30 years, they started out a little older than a lot of other bands. you know, age wise. And I just think they probably know what they can handle in a night, and, you know, just moving forward. And this is a smart way to go.
Yeah, it's just the way he framed it too. It's like when you're doing shows, again, it's like no Maiden's on their like Shinjetsu tour or whatever. It's like no one's going to see them play songs from Shinjetsu. Like,
Right.
I mean, there might be a few fans that are like excited about it. Don't get me wrong, but I'm like the general. You're going to see Maiden, you want to hear like The Trooper or like two Minutes to Midnight or
Run to the Hills or
Run to the Hills. Yeah, something one of the you know, I was gonna say Number of the Beast or
Hallowed Be Thy Name.
Hallowed Be Thy Name. Yeah, of course. But yeah, this is really fucking cool. So Joey, let's finish this out so you can show your photos. Sully went on to say he's not complaining about having so many hit songs to choose from for a Godsmack live set. I'm very grateful, he clarified. So it's not a complaint. It's just reality. And when I go to see my favorite bands like Aerosmith or Metallica or whoever, I don't know. Do I really want to hear their new album? Probably not. I want to hear Dream On and Same Old Song and Dance and Walk This Way. And if I leave there and they're not playing those songs, I'm going to be pretty mad. So our fan base, I think we're at that level where we have to honor that. That's fucking awesome. The rest is about the new album, Lighting Up the Sky, released in February 2023. A little over a year ago. LP was co-produced by Erna and Andrew Mudrock. So, yeah, what a cool dude. I mean, I've never been a huge Godsmack fan. I think I wrote them off early on as like a Alice in Chains ripoff. But I think that they kind of
They'd probably even admit that.
They totally would. I've seen him say that.
Yeah.
I've seen him say that. But the thing is that like a lot of bands start out that way and they did grow into their own sound. And I hear him sing now and he has, sorry, Dryden, he has Lane Staley influence, but he doesn't sound like he's copying Lane Staley.
Oh, right.
Sorry, Dryden, what were you saying?
No, I was just saying like that Van Halen thing. Like everyone's copying everyone. Like, you know, you can't.
Yeah, I always pull like these quotes out of my ass, but like Picasso, like one of the greatest quotes, he's like, good artists borrow, great artists steal. So that's Picasso.
Right.
One of the greatest artists of all time. So we got a couple more stories. I don't know how much longer you can hang, Joey.
Well,
let's get your pictures up, man.
I was gonna say, if you want to see this. I got photos from the opening bands and stuff too, which is really good. But I'll just show the Godsmack ones here because we were talking about it.
You can show them all. Fuck, man. We're not in a hurry.
Dude, have you ever seen Shannon Larkin play drums?
I haven't live, but we've talked about him quite a bit.
He
Didn't he do the Glassjaw record? Yeah.
Yep.
He is the most entertaining drummer to watch by far.
He was in, so Joey, when I first moved to LA, I played in this band called Jagged Thought Process.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest bands on the scene locally at the time was Amen, this kind of punk band.
Yep.
And Shannon was in Amen.
But he said like his biggest influence to be a drummer was Animal from the Muppets.
I love it.
And that's how he plays too, dude. He's like all over the place. Oh, jeez. There we go.
That's how you're supposed to do it.
Totally lost my headphones.
Man, I love it though. That's how you're supposed to do it.
All right. Sorry about that.
No need to apologize, man.
I like this shot. The smoke behind him.
Dude, you and Eric get some great photos, man.
Yeah, that's my Godsmack ones.
That's fucking killer.
Yeah. And then the opening bands here, this was Chevelle.
Oh, I love Chevelle. I'm not like a huge Chevelle fan. In fact, I think I like appreciate them a lot more now than I did back in the day, but they're fucking awesome.
The thing, like, they're a challenging band to shoot as a photographer because there's only 3 guys, and because the guitarist is the singer, like he's always just standing right there by the microphone. So like you can't get too many different shots. Yeah. This is Wage War.
Okay. Are they good?
Oh, that's one of my favorite newer heavy bands. Yeah.
Oh, I'll have to check them out. I haven't listened.
I mean,
think
they've
you mentioned them before, and I didn't really listen to much of their shit.
they've been around for 10, 12 years, something like that, but they're really blowing up here the last few years.
Did Eric tell you we got one of the guys from Pyramaze on Monday Night Raw coming up?
You told me that coming up.
Okay.
Oh, and then this is
Dope.
This is Nothing More.
Oh, I think I've seen this guy before.
Yeah, these guys are pretty good too.
Doesn't that guy usually have like a crazy machine that he like jumps on or whatever?
He pulls out like some drums and stuff and plays it with the crowd.
Maybe
as
they did that.
you can see, he's got abs just like mine. It's
Yeah, I
crazy.
was gonna say, dude's in fucking good shape, that's for sure.
But anyways, that's where I got my photos the other night. It was fun.